What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over 8 crazy kind of weird quirks with the new 2023 Nissan Z. Now I'm not gonna make the 5 things I hate video because this isn't my car. When I own my own car and actually have real ownership seat time, I'll make that video to kind of nitpick the car. But today we're gonna go over 8 things that I found about the car that are just kind of a little weird. Not necessarily a bad thing or a good thing, but things in general that just kind of make this car a little bit on the unique side. Obviously it's a really cool sports car, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have some interesting aspects. So first and foremost, you might notice this ginormous gas cap. So when I had my red 370Z, I made this video and I said the gas cap was huge on the 370, and I showed my hand up to it and my hand was literally the same size. On this one, it's got another 2 inches. Like, what the heck? Why is this gas cap absolutely astronomical? It's crazy when you open it up just how big of a hole there is in the side of this car. It is such a massive gas cap. I mean, it really stands out. I guess with the design and the curve, it looks like the filler handle would sit right there, but maybe they could have just moved this down a little bit on the bodywork and had a normal size gas cap. Just a little funky. Another cool thing with the gas cap, it does lock. When you lock the car, that little plastic thing comes out and locks into that slot. That way you can actually have this closed, and with the car locked, nobody can steal your gas. So I think that's a really cool feature. But yeah, that's the quirky gas cap. Number 2 on the list for crazy quirks with the new Z is the muffler situation. So if we take a look at the rear end of the car, it does have pretty cool tips. They kind of look like, I don't even know, like jet fighter jets or something cool. But check out this muffler. It is tiny, not really even a muffler. The exhaust gas comes down and splits between going to the actual tailpipe and then going through this. This is more like it just captures sound waves rather than exhaust. So it's almost, I don't even know. I don't know what this muffler really is. It's very unique, not like a traditional muffler I've seen on other 370s or even any other cars. On top of that, the car sounds okay in the lower RPMs. High RPM, it sounds like wind just escaping the car. I noticed that with my GTR when this thing was bone stock. Same thing, higher RPM, the exhaust sounds like wind. I'll play a clip, you can hear that real quick. So I think an upgraded exhaust system, even just a muffler delete or something, it'll be interesting to see what a muffler delete sounds like on this car. But an upgraded exhaust I think is gonna be a big plus to make this sound better. And on the interior, you can tell it's got fake engine sounds. The 370 did this, my old Supra did the same thing. So you can hear it on the inside and you can hear the wind noise exhaust at the same time as well. So it's a little bit funky the way the exhaust is set up in this car. But moving on to number 3 now, which is the windows. So when you hold down the unlock button, the windows are gonna go down. So this did this on the Z, Supra did it. Quite a few cars seem to do that. That is an awesome feature. However, if you do the lock button, it does not bring them back up at all. I've tried it many times, it does not do it. And with the 370, I am pretty sure when you stick the key in the hole here and either lock it or unlock it, if I pull this to the left, I'm pretty sure the 370 brought them back up. This one does not do it, lock or unlock. So see, they are not coming up. So it's nice how with the key fob you can put them down, but there's no way to put them back up. So if your car's got the windows down and it's raining out, you gotta hurry up and get in the car, turn it on, and then put them up. So next on the list is all the seat controls. As you can see, your controls are actually on the inside. You can recline it and slide it forward and back with these electric buttons right here. Really neat to have. It's a little bit more unique than normal cars. And then you have the heated seat buttons right here, a simple toggle. So the quirk about this is it takes some getting used to. You're always used to grabbing over here to do the basic functions. On the driver's seat, this one makes the base go up and down in the back and in the front. So you might find yourself grabbing here to put the seat forward, but of course they're over on the inside. And then I love having the heat controls in the center because I'm used to my GTR, which has them on the far corners of the seat right here. So if I have a passenger in the seat and they turn it on, I have no way of knowing if they've left this seat on. At least here, if the passenger has the heater on, next time I'm in the car without somebody, I can easily make sure that is back to off. And on top of that, talking about seat controls, so there's no way to move this front seat out of the way aside from reaching in now, which then it's a little awkward. Slide this out of the way so we can get to the storage shelf behind the seat. So as you can see, we have a nice shelf back here, which is pretty cool for some smaller items, but there's just no easy way to get there. So while I like the controls on the inside, then you gotta reach in, automatically slide this out of the way, just so you can access whatever cargo you've put back here. There's nothing back here to grab that. Most seats will have a handle where you can pull the seat forward and grab what you got going on. Obviously, this is a two-seater, so you're not really in there for back seats or anything like that. But the fact that the Z offers that kind of space, I wouldn't mind a little handle. So now moving on to number 5. So if you guys have been around me on the channel for many years, back when I had the Genesis Coupe, the 370s, and the Supra, of course, one of my biggest complaints with the Genesis Coupe and Supra is the lack of a rear button on here somewhere to pop the trunk. I use my trunks in my cars all the time. I take these to go filming, grocery shopping, whatever. I'm always putting stuff in the trunk, and the Z gives you a nice little button right there to easily pop it open. It is so convenient. I mean, think about walking out to the back of your car. The whole thing with a smart key is to keep it in your pocket. You never have to touch the physical key because the car has sensors and buttons to do everything. So why do you have to dig it out of your pocket and then press the key fob button to then pop the trunk? This gives it to you right here. Now there's no key fob button to pop the trunk, but again, you should never actually have to hold your key fob. It should stay in your pocket, stay in your purse, whatever, and it just makes it so much more convenient. I love that. The GTR has the button back there. I love it. It is one of the nicest features to use these as normal daily driving cars. And the Z gives you one on the interior, which is a good touch. Another kind of quirky thing, of course, is the button placement. It's in the Nissan logo. That is such a cool way they've done it. It's all integrated. You don't see a stupid button or anything. However, the camera then is sticking out over here. I wish they put the camera in here to make it a little bit more sleek. I like the Z badge, I like the Nissan badge, and I like the overall design with the gloss black. But the camera could have gone there to make it a little bit cleaner, but at least we got our button. All right, so number 6 on the list has to do with these screens the Nissan Z is gonna come with. Now this car is actually a pre-production model. I would assume though everything in here is what we're gonna see on the full car. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So here is the funky thing. In this automatic, we get your drive modes. It's a selector right here. Manual does not actually have drive modes. It just has rev matching you can turn on and off. This one, you can toggle this up and down, and you can see we have standard and sport. So the funky quirk is the gauge cluster doesn't actually change whether you're in either drive mode. So to do that, you have to manually adjust that. You hit change meter view. You can go into normal, which is kind of just a traditional layout. Then you can go back into that and go into enhanced. Normal, I don't actually see ever using because it's just really useless compared to the other two. This one I like because right now on the navigation screen, if I had my turn-by-turn navigation going, all of that would be right in my display, which is awesome for road tripping. So I love that feature, having this gauge setup. And then going into the sport mode one, that one I think is fantastic for every other type of driving. So if you're using nav, you use the other one, but every other type of driving, I'm gonna be using this screen. On top of that, the other kind of quirk, in the USA, we use miles per hour, as you can see up there. However, we get kilometers down in the corner that always stays up. So I don't really know the point to have kilometers per hour also showing while it's showing miles per hour. Some cars you can toggle back and forth. I'm not too sure why this shows it the whole time, because in the bottom corner when you're going 60 miles an hour, you see that saying 100. So it's kind of funky to see that at the same time. But overall, the screens are pretty awesome, and that's kind of the quirk with them. And then number 7 on the list is the center console. I think this is a really cool feature. This kind of looks just like a 370Z from this angle. As you can see, we have one cup holder. Pretty simple, obviously park and brake, and then a comfortable armrest. It's got some padding to it. You can also press this button, and this opens up, and all of a sudden that looks like that is a second cup holder, and of course you have storage. So the cool thing is, when you close it, you can just slide this back, and now you get 2 cup holders still with a comfortable armrest. I think that's a pretty sweet feature for a smaller car like this that you do not see looking at the competitors. Back on the 370Z, that just had the single cup holder, so you and your passenger are fighting for who gets it. Obviously the driver always gets it, but that's kind of what you're stuck with. On the Supra, you have 2 fixed cup holders and a really hard, kind of uncomfortable center armrest that's kind of small because your cup holders are in it. So Nissan gives you a choice now with the new Z, and I think that is a super awesome feature. Last on the list, number 8, is the sun visors. I mentioned this in my 370Z video, but they are really large. So obviously when you look out your windshield, that's kind of what it looks like. The sun visor actually covers your entire window. Now, obviously you're not gonna drive with it this low, but it does make for a really useful sun visor. You can put them up nice and high, and it really is gonna do a good job blocking the sun and be pretty nice and practical. You get a pretty large mirror on it, and unlike the Supra, they pop and have this extra piece to actually be functional. So the Z gets nice functional sun visors for those early morning and late nights. Just when you do put it down for a split second, you're gonna be blind until you get it up into the position it's supposed to be. All right, so those are 8 crazy quirks with the all new 2023 Nissan Z. Overall, obviously a pretty sweet car. I'm excited to continue filming it while we have it for the week. I think it's a pretty well thought out car under my first initial impressions. Of course, some things are a little funky, probably could have been designed a little bit better, but overall, that's kind of what the car looks like inside and out, and some of the interesting features that make it what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. There's gonna be plenty more content on this Z, and of course, once I take delivery of my own car, I'm gonna be doing so many modifications and really upgrading it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.